So it's like, okay, well, he takes care of the finances, so why do I need to know this stuff? Or now you are taking care of finances, and then now this heavy masculine energy comes because you're like, well, I'm making the money and I'm, the boss, so this and that and the other. Assalamu alaikum. Peace, is Coach Nyla.
And Coach Fatimah.
And we're co-wives and co-founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships.com. Really say that too. As well as co-authors of the book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. Yes. So this is an interesting topic because we actually did a poll recently on the channel. You guys probably seen it. And it was about, are you financially where you want to be? And 90% is a lot, said no. The answer was no. And I'm not shocked behind it. Mm-hmm. However, we need to address the issue. Address the issue. Look at the elephant in the room. Because I remember that being me as well, looking at it and saying,
right.
No, I'm not. I was working a job. I remember even as a kid, my mom worked 2 jobs to take care of her family. And a number of people are talking about how, well, in order for our household to thrive or even just survive, we have to have a 2-income household. Mm-hmm. So you have the wife working a job and you have the husband working a job and things like that. And then they're still not where they actually want to be. I didn't know what that felt like, where there were times where I would go to work, come back home, pick up my son after he was dropped off from the daycare or from preschool or anything like that, and take him back to work with me to get overtime so I can take care of the family. So it definitely wasn't. So money wasn't a big issue. It was a big issue growing up for me, and not even just growing up, but being that single parent before I got married in polygamy.
And it's so powerful to be that transparent and say that, because sometimes we got to understand where we came from so we know where we want to go. Mm-hmm. And I went through something similar with my grandmother. My grandparents raised me and they got divorced as I was entering freshman year in high school. So this transitional year. And after my grandfather was not in that house, it became financially difficult until they went to court, and then he had to pay alimony. But we struggled. We had to get food stamps and the government cheese and go do food share programs and sort potatoes and do all these different things. And I remember going, if I ever get out of this mess, I ain't never coming back here. And I was young doing this. I was in middle school. So it was difficult. So having a vision at a young age, I was like, this is not what I want my future to be. But fast forward, got married, became a mother, and then I had a lot of children and I longed to be home with them. And I'm so glad I made that decision because they remember me being there. And I didn't even know I was doing anything.
Right.
So as a woman, it felt strange to me to say, okay, let me get out there and let me work 2 and 3 jobs and let me do all this stuff. It's like, we want to be able to be with our children and be at home, but because of, my grandma would say, old need, you got to kind of get out there and get it. But I'm like, I felt freer being at home with my kids versus, and I worked, I had to work. I worked during being married early on, and then in high school and go to school. Remember the days you go to school, get out of school, go right to work. You had like an hour window or 2, and you had to go get it. So we're often asked, well, how do you manage it all? What did you do? And what was our story behind it? And what was our vision? And we just didn't want to repeat history in a lot of cases. So
that's true. And I know that was a thing for me where it's like, I did, work. And I actually worked pretty decent jobs. I know earlier I was like, okay, well, it wasn't I struggled, and I struggled even, being a single mom. There was a point in my time when I was a single mom that I didn't struggle as much, but I worked very hard. And just like Coach Fatimah said, it's like you long to be home with your kids. And that's what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to be home with my children.
He's my husband.
He's my husband.
He was my husband first.
Well, he's mine now.
He's both our husbands.
He is, you're right. Okay, so I know you guys think that this is what polygyny is supposed to look like between co-wives. And we're here to let you know that that's not what it is.
What it is. And that's not how it works.
We're going to go and talk to these women about what it's really supposed to be.
Okay, guys.
So I'm Coach Nyla.
And I'm Coach Fatimah.
And we are co-wives, and we're married to that man, Coach Nazir, that just left out of here.
Yes.
So, yes. And the way you've seen it, usually that's what people think polygyny is, and how co-wives should behave and react when they're married to the same man.
But is that the best way? Is that the most effective way? No, not if you want long-term success in polygyny.
And we created a wonderful roadmap to help you through polygamy with different requisites as well as
vulnerability, value. We discuss value, placing value on your marriage, how to be vulnerable within your marriage, because it's actually a superpower. We speak about that in our polygamy roadmap. We also discuss vision. What is your long-term vision, again, for success in polygyny? And ultimately, victory.
Victory. How to win as a family.
Yes.
How to win with your co-wife.
Yes.
How to win overall in your marriage in polygamy. So yes, make sure you get the polygamy roadmap today at polygamyroadmap.com. Because you don't want your relationship, your marriage, your family to look like the beginning of this video.
Right. Because that's not the best practices for best results, guys.
So make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level every single day. Click the link, get the roadmap. We'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
But I also had this thing in my mind that I said, I want to have my own money. I want to be able to buy the things that I want to buy. I want to be able to do the things that I would like to do. And this is an interesting thing, because when it comes to women and when it comes to wives, it gets to the point, the lines get blurred and crossed when it comes to knowing about money, being financially capable and financially intelligent. So it's like, okay, well, he takes care of the finances, so why do I need to know this stuff? Or now you are taking care of finances, and then now this heavy, masculine energy comes because you're like, well, I'm making the money and I'm, the boss, so this and that and the other. So you want to, have this balance where it's like, okay, and I know that's how it is when it comes to women and wives and mothers. It's like, I want a balance. Like, I want money, and I want to be able to buy things because I know he takes care of the needs. But what if it's certain things that I want? Because I know that I used to feel guilty for asking for the stuff that I wanted when I know that there was stuff that we needed. Yeah. So it's like, but if I can, if he can take care of the needs, and I can take care of my wants, and, he can take care of the wants and everything like that too. And,
right.
Especially when you think about even in polygyny, because I'm talking about just even in monogamy, these type of issues come up. But then you think about polygyny, it's heavier because you have a larger family. You have more people to take care of, and we've even had a poll where it showed that a lot of men, like over 80%, are polygynous, or they at least they admit to being polygynous, because I think it's more than that. But
I do too.
But they admit to being polygynous. But the thing is, we talk about that finances are important. Absolutely. Finances are important. So being able to, and we have women out there that's like, well, he can't afford to have another wife. Well, what if he could?
Right.
Then what? So, and men who say, well, these wives are saying I can't afford it. how about you learn how to, if this is what you
become
want,
more.
become more. So yes. And, the good thing is that, our husband does teach on that. He taught us a number of things when it came to running our business. And then of course we love to keep our femininity.
Yes.
So, you see how we dress,
Yes.
see how we act, see how we behave, so, we're still these feminine, wives and mothers and things like that. And we still run our businesses.
Right. We have the ability to be at home, and then we decided that we can get to learn this stuff. We can get to stay home with our kids, as Coach Nyla was saying. And it can be practical and be on our own time. So we can balance, we can create a balance, but to ride his coattails, that's a whole nother conversation. We go, you go learn the stuff and then bring it back to me. We both make sure we're educated in a number of different areas as wives, as mothers, as women, as Muslimas. We make sure we are watching different things and trainings about finances and traveling, learning about finances from different mentors and being online and doing our research, reading the books and listening to the audiobooks. We do a lot of stuff, and we listen to our husbands. So it is knowing that, okay, you might make some mistakes along the way, but we're getting in the game where we're making sure when he's talking, we know what he's talking about.
Exactly. That part.
We're comprehending it.
Because it didn't start with OPR.
No.
You guys see us now and you see that, we run these different businesses and we do our coaching programs and we do these things. But Coach Fatimah and I, before it was Coach Fatimah and I,
Right.
Coach Fatimah and Coach Nyla, we had other businesses that we've run, that we've done. We've created books. She creates beautiful art that she's marketed, that she's sold, still does, so it's these different things. We teach our kids these different things. My daughter, she's a baker and she sold her baked goods and learned how to do that. And she's baking, if you guys,
she's a young baker.
You cannot put anything, and I'm not saying that men who bake are feminine. I'm just saying that when it comes to baking delicious treats and things like that, that it's just
there's love in it.
It's love in it. It's this nurturing thing. Yeah. So if that's not being feminine, I don't know what I don't know what else is. So and she still is running that type of business. Now she decided to change that up a little bit and not just sell her treats, but create a course on how she did it. These are young girls that's doing this thing.